how I did, what I could have done better, and all of that. So this is kind of a short week because I kind of consider, because this year was, kind of interesting. We had, for those of you that are like me, that feel really refreshed by a new year, really refreshed by a new week, all of that. And typically I consider, even though my weigh-in day is on Friday, I do kind of tend to like spot check my weight throughout the week. Typically in a typical season. I didn't in December because my goal was just to maintain in December. But when I'm in weight loss mode, then I do tend to weigh every day and just kind of look at that data because our bodies change so much. So I do tend to, spot check it. So even though my weigh-in day is on Friday, which I may change that just because Fridays are not my lowest weight days. And I think that's another reason why it's good to collect that data. But anyway, we'll go more into that, but I just wanted to say welcome. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel if this is kind of content that you like to see. On my channel, you're gonna see meal preps, grocery hauls, what I eat in the day, recipes, and these have weekly updates. I also, every other week or so, sometimes every week, I do just a day in the life vlog where we just chat and we just talk, and I just really just chat a lot. So I also do book reviews and things like that. So I do like to read a lot. So if you are interested in that, please take some time to subscribe. And also I am pretty active now. I'm trying to be over on Instagram. It provides a lot of motivation for me. And so if you want to follow me over on Instagram, I will put my handle right up here. Okay, let's go into this week. First, I'm gonna grab my planner. I mean, there's really not much to show. I just picked up one of the cheapest ones I could find on Amazon and went with it. So because I know I don't follow through with planners very often. I used to years ago, but I just don't anymore. Plus, I wanted something I could just carry with me and throw in my bag and, that kind of thing. So anyway, pick this one up, just a simple weekly planner. I like it has a plastic cover because I am throwing it in my lunch bag or in my purse. My purse is kind of small, so it didn't fit in my purse, but it does fit in my lunch bag. Anyway, so what I did this week is, so like I was saying earlier, I feel like this was kind of a short week because I kind of thought Monday, being January 1st, being Monday, being the first of the year, we got the ultimate reset refresh, right? The ultimate. So I did weigh in on Friday, but I also weighed in on Monday to kind of give some perspective. So a few things happened this week, but first let me show you how I set this up. So it has up here weekly focus. I am going to use that actually for kind of like to find a quote or just your weekly focus. So what I found that I knew would happen, because I have been off work since December 15th was the last day I had worked, and so January 2nd was our first day back. I knew it'd be very stressful. I work in HR for school districts, and we work with 8 school districts, including the agency that I work for itself. So we have a lot, like we do a lot. And I knew from the 10 years I've worked in this job, I knew that it was going to be stressful. So I was expecting that. So that was kind of thinking of that. And if you guys also are new, I am in perimenopause, and so there's a lot of changes going on with my body, a lot. So we're kind of just navigating through this life of menopause. I work 40 plus hours. I would say work about 45 hours a week, 2 days at home, thank goodness, and then 3 days actually in the office. So that's kind of what I'm working with, just to give you an overview, especially if you're new. So my weekly focus this week, I was really thinking about everything that could go wrong that I want to focus on to not put me in a bad headspace. So the quote that I found was, "Let go of stress, breathe, and stay positive." Perfect. That is the most perfect weekly focus I could think of. So let go of stress, which I knew would be really stressed, breathe, and stay positive. Perfect. Like I actually could have that every week, but I am going to try to come up with something different every week. It'll probably all be kind of around the same type of thing, but at least this is what I had this week. The only really major to-do I had to do this week, which I did not write the second one, but I had to pick up my medication from the pharmacy, and I'll tell you why I didn't pick it up here sooner, because that kind of goes with how this week has gone. And then I wanted to take down all of my Christmas decorations, which that did not happen. And then it has like top priority, low priority, follow-up. Really, my top priority was just getting my supplements in and doing my biking, because those are the two things that I kind of let slide. So I wanted to get those two things in. So those were my major focus. And then down here, everything starts on a Monday with this planner. And so I have all of my habit and trackers that I am going to track, which is water. So my goal is to do 90 ounces a day. Biking at least 30 minutes a day. Activity rings, those are on my Apple Watch here. I want to make sure that I fill up my rings, which the rings are movement, standing, and exercise. So the standing is very important to me, and the movement, because I do work at a desk for 8+ hours a day. So I like how it tells me it's time to stand up, and it definitely works. So filling up all of those rings, tracking, which right now I'm double tracking, but I may just go only 2 Weight Watchers. I don't know. I'll probably just double track. It doesn't bother me, but and it's interesting data again. Reading, I get really sucked into just sitting there binge watching TV shows, but I really, really want to read, and I've enjoyed how much reading I've been doing this week, and it's been fabulous. And then my supplements. So I like to read at least 60 minutes a day, which I usually bypass that, but that's my goal, is 60 minutes. So then we have this section, which you can see I really worked in it this week. So it's undated, but it just goes Monday through Sunday on here. And you'll see here, I just have some little tasks that I had to do. And those are just really for me. I want to make sure I'm over on Instagram posting, really paying attention to my YouTube comments. Those are really easy to let me go. The thing is, I leave my house about 7:15 in the morning to go to work, and I don't get home until 5 typically. Then I get, make dinner, we sit down and we have dinner, and then I'm just pretty much useless after that point. I do all of my stuff in the morning. I am very active in the morning, but I am useless by the end of the day. I've just always been that way. I'm not a night person. So it is really easy for me just to veg out, even if it's just reading. So I want to, I really want to engage on YouTube more. I read all the comments. They make me smile. They motivate me, but I need to engage more. And so I have that as one of my goals. And then also engaging more over my book clubs. If you didn't know, I do have a Facebook book club, and I love it. It's just a small group of people. If you guys want to join, if you're a reader, there will be a link down below. But I also want to put other notes on here, just like for videos I want to make sure I'm filming and putting up, but also just other notes so I know maybe why things didn't go the way that they were planned. So I have here just all my tasks. In these little pink boxes here, I am putting a snapshot of my day. So like how many points I used, how many calories, and how much protein. Those are the main things that I'm tracking right now. And I think it's really good for data, because down here we have our weight every day. And then right here, you see it says PD1, because out of nowhere, I started my period. So again, I'm in this perimenopause thing where I can go 55, 60 days, so 1 to 2 months with no period. Then I'll have PMS for like 3 weeks, and then I have one, and then I won't have one again for another 2 months, or I have 2 a month, and that's where we're at right now. So I just got over one in December, and now I had another one. So it's like, I just never know. I do keep a period tracker just because I want to be able to share that data with my doctor, and that way I'm just tracking it. So I wasn't supposed to start until like June 16th, but we started June 1st. So I just wanted to track that on here, even though I do have it in my tracker. I have all the stuff in my tracker. So I have, of course, my Weight Watchers app, my Lose It app, I have my weight app, and I have my period tracker. But having it here also helps me, like, okay, what happened that day? What was going on that day? Why did I possibly not lose weight? What happened this week? And that just really helps me to have it right here. So here's the other thing that happened. On Friday of last week, about halfway through the day, I was feeling really good beginning of the day. I got all my shelf here done. I got my coffee bar done, took all the Christmas stuff down, was going to do the tree later on that day. Then I just started feeling so bad. And then I was like, feel okay. So we went out to dinner, but then like about halfway through dinner, I was like telling my husband, like, I am really not feeling good. Like I was fading fast. I was so glad I picked up my groceries that morning, because the next morning, Saturday morning, I woke up, I was so congested. I had a cough. My energy level was just terrible. My ears were plugged up. My throat was hurting. It was just the worst cold. And then, so I did not do much on Saturday. And then Sunday was the worst day, probably the absolute worst day. I did 0 on Sunday. I didn't even get ready on Sunday. Saturday, I was forcing myself. I'm like, I'm okay. Got up and did my hair, just put like some foundation and mascara on just to kind of make me feel human. No, didn't do anything the rest. I literally didn't even get off the couch, I don't think, on Sunday. And then Monday, I was feeling slightly better. I thought I got up, did my meal prep first thing in the morning, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to take the Christmas tree down. Then after doing meal prep, I was wiped out. So the rest of the day, I didn't do anything. So then Tuesday, when I went back to work, again, I felt really good in the morning, but I just really got like bottomed out by the end of the day. And then not to mention on Monday, didn't help then that I started my period that I did not know I was going to have. I didn't even have any symptoms. It just literally happened. Now my body, again, my body's always been very susceptible to stress, and I have in the past been known to start a period when I wasn't supposed to, or started early because I was under extreme stress no matter what the issue was going on. So it could just be that was reaction to my body being sick, but no, I just think it's the menopause stuff. That's what I think it is. So I did make a note, even though this didn't start till Monday, I wanted to make note of my calories and all of that, just to give you some perspective of how little I did on those days and probably why it affected my weight. Again, my body does not like it when I don't feel it. If I eat extremely under calorie budget or under Weight Watcher Weight Watcher point budget, I will gain weight. My body does not like it to be underfueled. It is so strange. I guess if I went for long periods of time of not eating, then obviously I would probably lose weight. That's how eating disorders, and stuff happen. But when I'm sick though and stuff, my body tends to really retain a lot of water and fluid and inflammation, even though I was taking all of my supplements that are supposed to counteract that, but my body was not having it this week. So Friday was a pretty typical normal Friday. I do tend to eat more calories on Friday because we go out to dinner. So I did use 1,870 calories, and I had 149 grams of protein, but I did not mark my points. I want to say I had 32 points that day. And then Saturday, this shows you, I started out okay. I ate something in the morning, and I believe I had a snack, like a protein coffee or something. So I had 530 calories, 20 grams of protein, and I used 12 points. Sunday, I had no appetite during this time. Sunday, I had 295 calories, 16 grams of protein, and 4 points. So you can see where things were really crazy, and my weight was up and down. Like I went, Saturday was the same as Friday, so I didn't even gain at all. But then Sunday I went up like 4 pounds. It was crazy, 4 pounds from Friday. And then Monday I was back down a little bit from Friday, but I was still 1.4 up from Friday, from what I was Friday, from my weigh-in on Friday. And then Tuesday, I was up a little bit more, so then a total of 1.6 up from Friday. And then Wednesday, I stayed the same as Tuesday. And then yesterday and today were exactly the same, where I ended up just breaking even. So I was the same weight yesterday and today as I was on Friday. So, is that right? I didn't write down today's. No, I was the same. I'm up a little bit. I am up a little bit because I was the same as I was on Monday. I looked at the wrong square when I was looking at that. So anyway, it's just so weird. But I'll tell you like what my calories and stuff were. So like on Monday, I ended up only doing 287 calories and 10 points. I mean, I was still not eating on Monday. Tuesday, I was up to 1,299 calories, which I would prefer to eat more. I try to at least have 1,350 to 1,400 is really where I would like to be. So I was still a little bit under, but I used all 24 of my Weight Watcher points. I had 145 grams of protein, which is where I like to be. And then on Wednesday, I used again my 24 Weight Watcher points. I had 1,344 calories, so much better, but only 109 grams of protein. So I would have liked to see the protein up a little bit. And then on Thursday, yesterday, I used 1,362 calories. So really, that is really good for me, but only 119 grams of protein. So again, I like to see it around in the 130s, 140s, but I used all of my 24 Weight Watcher points. So I feel like I did pretty good. My wins for sure is, and I did also mark here, you can see the S for Monday, so I was sick. So I did not do my biking or do my activity rings on Monday because I was sick, but I wanted to mark it down that I was sick, and I marked it over here that I was sick. I just want to make sure I am putting myself accountable. Why did I not do that workout? Why did I not do my rings? I almost got on my bike and I thought, you know what? No, I'm not going to push myself and make myself worse because I knew I had to go back to work the next day. So I'm just going to make those notes. But every other day this week, including today, I did my workout already. And I've already done pretty good on my rings. I mean, I'm already up to, because I had to go take the garbage out and do all that stuff. So I'm already at 53% movement, and we're looking right now at 7:15 in the morning. So I'm getting ready to start work. So already doing good on that. Already got my workout in. Already have 3 hours of standing already because I've been up since 5. So doing really good. Where I think I'm also struggling though, which also can affect my weight, is I'm not sleeping again. Even though I'm taking my night supplements, I'm falling asleep, so my night supplements are allowing me to fall asleep a lot quicker, which I was having issues with, but I am wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. I think it's a menopause thing. I hear about that all the time. 3 o'clock in the morning, wide awake. And at first I thought it was happening because I was having to go to the bathroom. I didn't have to go to the bathroom these last 3 days that I've woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Also didn't have the night sweats. So obviously my menopause supplement, being back on that, is helping with the night sweats. But wide awake, and I don't fall back asleep until about 4:30, and my first alarm goes off at 5. I don't usually typically get out of bed till about 5:15. So I know that's affecting my weight loss. It's adding a little stress on my body. So I just really need to hopefully get through that. I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. So that's really the only thing, but I don't know what else I can do. But I've already cut out caffeine. The only caffeine I have, and I've mentioned this before, also due to menopause, I think that caffeine was triggering my hot flashes and possibly my night sweats, because I have not had them since I started doing this with my caffeine. So I only have caffeine no later than 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I try to do it by noon, but there's some day on the weekends I do about 1 o'clock because I do go to bed later on the weekends. So, but on the weekdays I try to do it by noon. And actually, to be honest, since I switched over to caffeine-free diet soda, I have my protein coffee. I have my regular coffee in the morning, then my protein coffee in the morning as well. And I usually am done with that by 9:30, 10 o'clock. And that's the last of the caffeine I have for the day. So I think that's why, between that and the supplements, why I'm falling asleep okay. And the waking up, I think, is just part of menopause. So I have to try to find a way to get myself to go back to sleep. And I think I'm going to start reading. What I typically do is just sit there and toss and turn. But I think I'm going to switch over to reading and hoping that kind of puts me back into like a sleep, because sometimes that'll do that. So I'm just going to try some tactics and see what I can do to get myself, to lull myself back to sleep. But overall, fantastic first week of the year, despite the fact that I had a surprise period. I was really sick. But I pushed through it, and I really think I'm going to see a lot more changes in this coming week because I'm feeling a lot better. Still have a little congestion, a little bit of a cough, but feeling really, really good. I feel like I really just kick-started this year really great with the, getting the workout in every day. I'm going to really push through and get it through even on the weekends. And I think this is going to be really good for me, especially just tracking all the little things, it's just going to be really good for me. And I just can't wait to continue on. So again, I feel like I just had a really successful week. I'm really pushing for this to be a good year, a good month, and just like I said, getting through this menopause, getting through little, stressors. We have some stressors coming up in our life, but I'm just going to try to attack it without letting it get me down. We'll have more information on that. I'm talking about my husband's job. We'll know more in about 30 days what is going to happen with that. So this month is going to be interesting. I'm just going to really just push through using these weekly focus statements. Since I am in this book every day, I read it every day, and I really think that's going to help me. And I just have to remind myself that, I need to put myself first, and my health first, and my wellness first. And before letting stress consume my life, we can get through anything. Me and my husband are together. We can get through it together. We just have to work together and not let things that normally spiral me, let it spiral me. I'm not going to let it do it anymore. I'm done with that, And I just think that that's kind of, mindset I need to have, is that I'm done. I'm not going to let stress rule me. Not going to let this perimenopause take over my life. I know it's just part of life, and I just have to deal with it. So that's what I'm doing. But again, I felt like it was a great week, even though the weight broke even pretty much for the week. But I think with all the barriers and the hurdles I have, I am happy with that. And like I said, I think good things are going to happen from now on. Once we get past this, good things are going to happen for the rest of the month. So let me know how you guys did this week. How are you feeling for the fresh new year? Did it really, like I said, we had the ultimate reset. Monday, January 1st, first of the new year. It was just the ultimate reset, and I really think that helped with my mindset. Let me know if you had the same thinking. And again, if you are new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.